I'm Jana, pet psychic. I know what animals are thinking. Welcome to Jana's Yard. And here we have two macaws, a loving couple here, partners for life, the macaw. However, I'm getting something from the bird on the right there, the female being preened. She's just not into the relationship anymore, she's telling me. Okay, right. She's telling me she's caught the male cheating on her with another parrot. Words got back to her via a concerned monkey, and she's very pissed off with her partner. And apparently the parrot he's cheating with is not even good looking. So, and here we have the bird in question, the one who's stolen the male macaw's heart. It's always the young ones that catch the eye of the men, doing the little tongue move there with to lure the males macaws in. Classic young bird slut. She's telling me that he hit on her and he never said he was married, but likely story, darling, I don't believe you. Right, I see. So this small male budgerigar is telling me that he is involved with the female macaw. It's actually a love square, so she's been seeing this budgie to get revenge on her husband, and he's quite handsome, darling, I don't blame you, so revenge is sweet. Right. Yes, I see this a lot with the cats. Cats having delusional visions after the catnip sniffing, usually. He's seeing things around him that are not real. He's telling me, he's saying, I'm tripping hard, man. Well, I'm a woman, but I'll forgive that. Catnip is very dangerous, and let's hope he's not in a sea hole. It'll wear off, darling. None of it's real. You'll be right. Two kittens here sent in from Lorian from Gonda, and she's asking me which one to keep and which one to kill. She can't keep both, unfortunately. Personally, I think I'd knock off the one on the right. Seems a little anxious. Okay, two puppies here sent in from Warren from Auckland, New Zealand. Another keep or kill. These two are hard to pick. My first instinct is the spotty one. He seems a little needy, but not sure. I think I'd probably kill that boy. He can't stand properly. Cool cat with the bandana here. He's telling me, Jana, my owner keeps kissing me and it's making me want to gag. And he's wiping the human saliva off the face there. And I think we're getting the cat version of a middle finger up as well with the up yours, human. I don't blame you. Some humans are quite disgusting. Here we have a dog being murdered by its owner. Sent in from Sally from Zimbabwe. The last moments of life from this poor dog here. Not sure why she sent this in. It's rather incriminating footage, but so I'm getting a reading from the dog, and the dog's telling me, Jana, he's saying it's all apparently okay. He survives the attack. Dog strangulation can be quite stimulating for the canine too, so perhaps there's a lipstick emerging below. He's telling me, yes, there is. So, good boy. Good boy. This dog's trying to rip the kneecap off its owner there, and he's heard it's the juiciest and most meaty, delightful part of the human, so he's really going for it there. I see. So this dog's got a story and a half. He's telling me he's just emerged from his life in the jungle. The house is on the fringes of the jungle. You can see it on the left there. And he's never seen civilization. And he stumbled across this house, thirsty as hell. And the humans are splashing some water in the mouth there. And from a distance, very wary of the jungle dog, as they should be. He's telling me he was raised by a monkey colony who took him on as one of their own. And this does happen sometimes. And he survived off bananas. And okay, right. He's telling me he was apparently caught masturbating in a tree while looking at a monkey that he was into. So he's subsequently banished from the colony by the alpha males. And not a good situation at all for this poor jungle dog. Poor thing. Here's the monkey in question now. Yes, I can see the appeal. Casually eating the forbidden fruit there, and she's telling me she was also horny for the dog, but she didn't want to disappoint her father, so she let the dog wank from a nearby tree while she blew kisses at him, and it was a love that could never be. It's a Disney movie in that. Kitten getting fondled by a human. The other kitten has just broken wind there with the tail up, and he's telling me cat farts make him want to gag, and a couple of dog lovers here and a love bubble, and large dog trying to teabag the other dog with the jiggly testicles there. If you look just below the tail, she's not compliant. I don't blame you, darling. Reminds me of my time as a straight woman, partying in Cape Town and bringing home large testicled men and waking up to them, slowly lowering them towards my mouth. Not my bag, darlings, literally. The deadly polar bear here digging a hole, sent in for my VIP client from the North Pole. So the bear is searching for its cub and he can't find it, and he's quite frantic there searching in the snow, unaware that, yes, the cub's close by. He's just seen it, and now he's spotted me, and he's looking around acting casual, and he knows I'm looking, so he's embarrassed, and he's lost it again, and now he's accidentally killed the cub there with his claws, digging the hole. Oh no, there's the cub, still alive, very dumb animals. And here we have the sleeping cat sent in by Melhoopen from Namibia. The cat's just seen me there, giving me the middle finger, as cats often do. He's dreaming now, so that dream is just coming through to me psychically, and he's dreaming of massaging me with his paws, giving me a cat shiatsu, a catatsu. A lot of cats fantasize and dream about Jana. It's been going on for years. I wrote my book, How to Make a Cat Laugh, and they know that I know their secrets, so they go gaga for me. Get a lot of DMs from the cats, some nice and some unsavoury pussy pics, so to speak. And he's heard me there, that's why he was twitching before. The thing with cats is, and a little history lesson here, viewers, in ancient times, the cat would whisper into the ear of its owner during the night and tell them evil things or insults. And depending on the cat that you had, some would be very complimentary, but most would say nasty things. And he knows I'm giving away his secrets there with a shake of the head. And the cats would talk in a whispery cat voice in the ears of the owner, and they still do it to this day. You know, those days when you wake up and everything seems too hard and you've lost your mojo, and it's highly likely in those moments that your cat's whispered in your ear during the night and he said, "Why are you such a disappointment? Get it together, loser. You do realise everyone hates you." It's just part of cat ownership, you know. You can't take it personally. This critter here would do the same to his owners. Anyway, well, let's let sleeping cats lie there, and I'll see you next week, my darlings. Welcome to Jana's Yard. Nigel, the Pomeranian from Durban here, he's telling me, he's saying he's quite concerned that the human washing him may brush a pinky past his lipstick, the dog penis, which can easily happen during a wash. I used to bathe my aardvark Natasha, and I must admit I'm glad she was a girl, because I couldn't have handled a soapy aardvark penis, and they're very long and unpleasant, and there's the teeth showing there, showing that Nigel's actually become aroused by the bubbles, unfortunately. Some kittens from Cape Town here watching some tennis. It's a cat tennis match, and they're always quite slow. Cat backhand is never very strong. Callie from Johannesburg here, coming through the cat glory hole, receiving some pleasure from her owner. I'll just take a reading, and she's telling me she thinks the paw tattoo on the arm of the owner is a step too far, a bit of a red flag for when the owners get cat-themed ink, looking away there and questioning whether she should run away. I would. Timmy from Cape Town, he's telling me that his owner actually has a cat tail tattoo on his leg, just emerging from below the ball sack. Quite tacky. I myself had an aardvark snout tattoo across my bosom at one stage, but I had that removed back in 2005. My girlfriend at the time hated it. We have a cat called Patricia in a field enjoying the sunset, living in the moment, and she's just telling me her kittens have just been dumped in a river in a sack. So she said she's fine with it, and she's happy to be single again, and she didn't take to motherhood. Well, you do you, Patricia. And there she goes. This shaggy dog is telling me he's actually a straight-haired dog, and he's been tongued in a curling product applied by his owner to achieve this look. He's telling me he's pissed off because he's not living his truth. A rabbit who identifies as a chicken. He's telling me, cock-a-doodle-doo, Jana, which means, in chicken, give us a fucking carrot. German shepherd called Wilson, doing a fake yawn there, trying not to be noticed, very dumb breed. He's telling me he's a vegan, and he's craving some salad. And here we have it, he's found something green, as the vegans always do. He's lecturing me now about the livestock industry. Sorry, darling, I'll never give up my lobster. Little Chinese dog here, doing some mathematics. Tiger mum in charge, he's telling me. Constant pressure to succeed, poor thing. He's got a grain of rice there. A husky in the snow, and he's telling me, Jana, nothing makes me laugh more than getting brushed on the tummy. And here he is, having an inner chuckle, as dogs often do. Back to our vegan German shepherd Wilson, and he's telling me he's going on about climate change, and he's telling me he mowed this lawn single-handedly with his little dog teeth there, and a salad of dreams, and now he gets to enjoy it and frolic like a classic vegan, slightly retarded but harmless. And he's gone back for a juicy wheatgrass shot there. He can't find it, as I say. Very, very dumb. Our husky again having semi-suicidal thoughts here, and chin up, my friend, you'll be right. Little flirty boy here, showing us his rear end. Reminds me of the gay bars in Cape Town in the 80s, and he's telling me that the dog behind him during a rough and tumble game accidentally popped his penis in his ear, and so he didn't mind. It's just squirted a little bit of penile residue in there, and he'd quite like it out of the ear, he's telling me, and he's showing me the mouth there where he'd rather have the penis. I'll get the vet over to you and we'll syringe you out, darling. Nothing worse than dick here. And here we have the culprit himself. He's telling me it was no accident and he's done it a few times. It's a dead dog. People often send in these terribly morbid videos. I do apologize, viewers. That's quite disturbing. Little shy white guy going for a fake yawn to seem casual and pretending he's seen something behind me. He's trying to make me look classic deflection. Not ready to communicate, which is a shame. He's very, very handsome little doggy. Oh, for Christ's sake, what's going on here? There's a lot going on. He's telling me he's furious. His owners just spoiled the ending of White Lotus Season 2, and he's slowly been watching one episode a month, and he's very, very angry now. He's been told that Jennifer Coolidge dies, so not good at all. Right, the husky is saying to the woman here, if you bury me in the snow one more time, I'll kill you. And God, looks like she did. And the husky's telling me the woman's met a grim end, but it was her own fault, and her dismembered body is just off camera to the left there, and her leg is twitching and shaking that branch, and she certainly learned her lesson. Oh, she's come back to life. That's scared the bejesus out of me. No, she's still at it again with the burying. Our working dog Ronnie from South Australia here. Is he vaping there with the smoky mouth? Perhaps dog vaping is a very dangerous, very addictive. I know dogs love those vape flavours, the kibble, the pork, the chunky beef and vegetables, but dogs, please, if you're listening, do not vape, darlings. Ronnie, I know you can hear me, darling. Stop vaping. Handsome guy here with a floppy ear, Rufus from Namibia, trying to flirt with me, as dogs often do. Nil interest, darling, I like women. Now he's all pissed off at me. Classic toxic male dog. Don't get what they want, and it's all woof, woof, bloody woof. Sorry to disappoint, Rufus. I'm a lesbian, and I don't do doggy style, if you know what I mean. Another flirtatious dog here trying to hit on me with that little... Who's sending me these videos? I'm not interested in dogs. He's telling me he wants to wine and dine me and take me to Cape Town's finest restaurants. And last time I went on a date with a dog, he tried to slip me a roofie, and it didn't end well. I chunned it all over him in the back of a car, in the Uber on the way home, and Made quite a mess. Yes, I don't blame you, darling. He's turned his back on me after that horrible story. Welcome to Jana's yard. I've been working on my animal psychic control techniques lately, trying to get this meerkat to look at me in the eyes. He just did it then, if you noticed. Look at me again, darling. No, he's off with the pixies. Look to Jana, please, in the eyes. Very dumb animals, the meerkat. He may have actually seen a hyena who prey on the meerkat, in which case I'll let nature run its course and you'll get to see how the hyena gobbles up the meerkat head first. And he's seen something over there. Can you see he's got an embarrassing spider web on the face there? Reminds me of when I did my TED talk and I had a tarantula in my hair the whole time and didn't realise till after. Then we found the nest. The chameleon, very smart animal. I'll try to psychically control him here. Looking forward, please. Look at me. Yes, stay at me. Look up. Okay, now I'll get you to look back, down to the left, back again. Yes, he's doing what I said. Good. Looking back. And now suddenly look down to the ground and then look forward. Good, chameleon. That's very smart. Stay looking forward and slowly turn the head there. Here we have a couple of lovely ducklings sent in. It's a keep or kill. My instincts are saying the one on the left doesn't look the full quid with the bobbly head there. And yes, you can see eating grass. You're not a cow, darling. You're a duck, an ugly duckling. The owner who set this in can only keep one, sadly. So yes, the one on the left. Peking duck, here we come. Just a quick snap of the neck. I'd even cook it with that fluff still on. Let it crisp up for texture. Yummy, yum, yum. I'm just going to use my monkey voodoo doll here on this lovely primate. Just poking him in the lower back with a needle on my voodoo doll. And we'll see if we get a reaction. There we go. I'm pleased to see my voodoo skills are as good as they were when I was a young girl in Zimbabwe making dolls of my teachers. The good old days. The lovely white dove. He's just heard about that duckling before that I suggested killing, and he's shedding a tear there. When doves cry, as the little Bruno Mars once said. Get over yourself, darling. The woody woodpecker at the glory hole, sent in by Leanne from Toronto. The male is inside that trunk. You might be able to see through the hole, receiving pleasure from Woody there, with his beak wrapped around the bird penis. The beautiful flamingo flock. There's a lot to read here. My mind's exploding with flamingo thoughts. Reminds me of my inflatable flamingo chair that I had that I went floating out on into Cape Town Harbour. I fell asleep and drifted a little too far and it popped and I almost drowned. Luckily I was brought in by a passing octopus. Benefits of being an animal communicator, here's a little reindeer trying to get into the magic tree that leads into the underground workshop. I've just given him a little voodoo doll tickle on the side there. Yes, it's a tricky sequence to get that magic tree to open. I've done it myself. It's not easy. I've been to this spot myself on a secret tour that I had with my VIP client, and yes, the reindeers do struggle. Right, so this fellow is watching the reindeer, Colin, the security cow that works up there, and he's telling me, Jana, I'm concerned that this young reindeer is not authorized to open the magic tree, and he's asking me if he should stab it with his horn. So I'd say, no, darling, do not do that. Young reindeers are always naughty, so a warning will suffice. Elliot the wolf, watching all this take place, and he's suggesting to me, it's coming through, and he's saying, Jana, how about we give the reindeer a firm smack on the buttocks with this stick? Wow, okay, well, he's saying he's done it before, and it's an effective disciplinary measure. The young reindeers don't become repeat offenders, he's saying to me, Jana, please let me do it. Just one firm buttock smack, he's telling me. It's not that I enjoy it, but any red-blooded wolf is lying if he doesn't get off on smacking young reindeers. Well, that's for you and your therapist, darling, not for me to... That's above my pay grade, so I'll have a word to some wolf therapists that I know in Cape Town and we'll get you on a Zoom. Warren, the sheep there, has been watching all this unfold and he's saying to me, Jana, I want to show that wolf my ass. And there he goes. And he's just called out to the wolf and he said, smack me, wolf, and pull my tail. Obviously, a very confused sheep here. They often lack inhibitions, and he's just yelled out, fuck off, Jana. So that tells you what we're dealing with. The bear is watching the sheep. There's a lot of animals here in the area, I know, and he's saying to me, Jana, there's nothing more delectable than slurping a sheep's tail down your gullet. And he's pondering on that, and he's saying to me he could rip that thing off in one foul swoop and shove it down his throat, wool and all. But he says he's just eaten a baby armadillo, so he's not hungry. And here we have the grieving best friend of the baby armadillo that's just been eaten, Ollie the spider monkey. And he may actually, just looking at that, be eating the ear of the dead armadillo there. Yes, I think he is. Yes, meat shouldn't go to waste, even if it's a best friend, I say. Over to Norway now, and the dark chocolate horses of Lillehammer. Rumour has it if you suck on their udders when they're feeding their young, you'll get a mouthful of chocolate milk. I haven't tried that, I must admit. I've only ever dabbled with the chocolate starfish, so yes. But that's it for this week, my darlings. I hope that's helped all my lovely wild animals. Horsey's giving me the eye there. Look out. Welcome to Jana's yard. Here we have a wild snake, Stuart from Durban, and he's telling me he has a secret. He's saying, Jana, my best friend for life is an ant. Anthony the ant. And there's Anthony there, top left, just hiding behind that little leaf, moving on to the stick. And Stuart's parents, classic snake parents, don't approve of interspecies friendships, which is very unfortunate, very common. And I'll get you on a Zoom, Stuart, and we'll talk through some strategies. Barry the black bear from Colorado, and sent it from Helen the park ranger. And just taking a reading from Barry, and he's telling me he's a closet vegetarian. So this is a secret footage of him foraging in the salad fields of the Rocky Mountains. And he's telling me he'd hate the other bears to find out and call him names, and he'd be mortified. I understand that, darling. Here's his son, Brett, and as you can see, Barry's suddenly pretending to hunt for meat. He's on the move there as a ruse to fool the son, quickly snaffling up some salad there on the sly. What on earth do bears eat anyway? I'm not sure. I have to Google that. Maybe young aardvarks, God forbid. Some slow-moving mammals, I imagined. Maybe a sloth or a limping squirrel. As you can see, Barry there, not even trying to hide his vegetarianism from Brett now. He's best come clean, Barry, and live your truth, I say. Be honest with yourself and tell your son. And there's Brett now trying to forage for some arugula, following in Big Daddy Barry's footsteps. Good on you, darling. Good for you. Look at that, father and son. So lovely. This crocodile is strategically placed on this trickling water here, and he's telling me, Jana, he loves the feeling of it on his penis. So, yes, don't blame me, darling. Get what you can. It's Judy from Tanzania, the elephant. She's telling me, Jana, I would love to spend a summer in Tuscany and Italy, and she's saying she's heard it's where the male elephants have the largest tusks in the world, and they roam the grape fields. And, well, darling, I think you've been misled there, and let's face it, your transport options are limited as an elephant. The squirrel from Vancouver sent in by Quincy, and he's telling me he can't stand duck farts. And he can smell them a mile off. There he is, smelling it. He's caught a whiff of one, and he's not impressed. He knows a duck fart when he smells one, and he thinks he knows who did it. It's an issue for him. And here we have the culprit. And he's saying to me, this duck is saying, Jana, did someone fart? Well, he who smelt it dealt it, darling, and I think we know you did it, and I can smell it from here coming through psychically. So duck farts are lethal, and if you look closely, you can see the telltale bubbles in the water. Some lovely baby monkeys here sent in by Gordon from Cape Town, and it's a keep or kill. He wants to know which one to kill, so looking at that, I think they may be eating some duck poo there. Yes, it's duck poo is rancid at the best of times. I've eaten it myself, and it's got a very tarty flavour. So the mother here is showing the baby how to eat the duck poo. Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, so she's obviously an idiot. Yes, I think I'd kill that little one on the left there. I can't even walk properly either, so... the beautiful stork, very easily scared there by his own reflection. He's telling me, Jana, I'm sick of delivering babies, and I don't blame you, darling. I'd rather just chillax here, he's saying, and on the pond, but he's very tense and he keeps freaking out about his own reflection. I'm like that too around the house, with always jumping out at my skin and always with the full-length mirrors when I'm nude. It's not a pretty sight, let's face it. It's not often I get said two leopards making out. I'm just going to enjoy this, and you two are a match made in heaven. And put a ring on it, mate. Isn't that lovely? Oh, wow, the northern tamandua. Yes, sent in by Carlotta from Ecuador. Very flirtatious animal with the slow, sexy moves there. And aardvark vibes. Natasha would probably turn for this one. I'd almost turn. He's incredibly handsome. He's the things I'd do with that snout. The mind boggles. A seal having an erotic dream here. I'm seeing the dream now. It's coming through and it's quite disturbing. You can't do that to Tom Hanks. Seals are one of the horniest animals in the animal kingdom, so enjoy your dream, darling. It's a dead owl sent in by Reese from Seattle. He obviously hasn't realised the owl's died, but yes, they do die on branch, and they stiffen up and grab on with the claws, and they can remain erect like this for months. It's very sad, and sometimes a pigeon will come along and make a nest on the head, and very disrespectful to the dead owl, but yes, very sad. Reese, mother and daughter. Elefante is here, and the daughter's just come out as a lesbian elephant. Heartwarming scene here. Now the mother is saying to me, it's coming through, and she's saying, Jana, I always knew. Sounds like my mother a little bit. She's saying, Jana, she's not only into girls, but she's hardcore crushing on a giraffe. So she's gone into species lesbian too, which is all the rage with the young girls these days. And I don't know how I feel about it. Interspecies, it's problematic. I had a crush on a frog once myself, but I didn't blab about it. Just certain things should be kept in the closet. But yes, this young baby elephant has the hots for a giraffe. And here is the giraffe in question, scurrying away nervously there. And don't blame me, darling. Elephants can be very overbearing, and they're always swinging their trunks and the cankles. And, it's a female warthog watching this whole scene unfold. And she's very homophobic. It's coming through. She's quite religious, and she's giving an unapproving stare there at the baby elephant, and the disapproving slow tail wag. There's a telltale sign, literally. This lemur, sent in by Charles from Madagascar, and it's... I'll just pull on my lemur voodoo doll I've got here, and just pulling on the back leg there, stretching it out, and see if we get a result. And there we go. That's working. Yes, she's very confused now in the tree, and with the sensation she got from the voodoo doll, and I'll just take a reading from the lemur. Can't tell what's going on here. I'm just tickling around the voodoo doll knee area to try to get a reaction from her, see if that has any impact. Yes, that's working quite well, and she's terribly confused, which is what I was hoping to achieve. Yes, let's see what comes. Oh, she's called in some baby dinosaurs. Oh, no, they're lemurs, and she'll tell them all about my voodoo sensations, no doubt, and that'll set the cat amongst the pigeons. This elephant is telling me, Jana, I'm interspecies curious too. It seems to be rampant these days amongst the elephants. He's saying, Jana, I'm horny for antelopes. It's not accepted in my herd, and I don't know what to do. And here he is pursuing these young fillies here, and just want to settle down with a young, hot, smooth antelope. They just walk away when I come up to them, and this is a difficult one. I can relate, darling. When I was a teenager with my stash of Playboy magazines and my tit collage that my father found, and same species, I suppose, but the licorice squirrel here. Extremely tasty, but they are protected, sadly. So she's heard me there. She's running off. Interesting. What have we got here? I must say, this lizard is reminding me a lot of my father's penis. Very grey and scaly and unpleasant, jiggling around, and as he'd scurry from the bathroom to his room of an evening, and No wonder I'm a lesbian. Welcome to Jana's yard. Here's that parrot that had the affair with the macaw in Ep 1, and he's telling me they've since split up, and the macaws are in marriage counselling too, which is great. The beautiful zebra to some, with a stunning booty on it. This is Tina, the beast on the right there, just wandering off out of shot there with a superb buttocks, if ever I've seen one. And she's telling me, Jana, there's a young leopard in the area called Matthew, and who doesn't want to eat me. He wants to slap my fine ass with his leopard paw and watch it jiggle. Well, that's haven't heard that before. And here we have the leopard pride in question, looking over at the zebras. That's not Matthew there, that's the dominant male. I'll know Matthew when I see him. These ones are planning to chase and eat the zebras, and here he is, trailing at the back there, Matthew, the pervert leopard, and he's telling me, Jana, he's coming through and he's saying, he's just spotted the big booty zebra, and he's saying, Jana, I want to bury my face in that zebra ass and give it a big slap with my paw, but I don't want the others to find out. Well, best keep that to yourself. Leonard the squirrel here from Bulgaria, talking to himself. Quite mad, the squirrel as an animal. He's got an imaginary microphone there, and he's doing a podcast, he thinks. It's sad to watch Leonard here talking away a million words an hour in squirrel dialect into an acorn. Yes. A Bulgarian monkey in a tree here, and he's watching Leonard, the squirrel, trying to decipher his rantings, and he's just spotted me there. And yes, darling, Jana's here. Reminds me of climbing trees myself as a girl out on our farm in Zimbabwe and reaching the top and my hair poking out the canopy. And one time my father thought it was a lion's head and with a mane and just took a shot at it with his hunting rifle. Straight through my hair, thank God. Didn't get the skull. Just brushed it over to one side when I went to school the next day. Different times. A crocodile here sent in by Jana from Ghana. Never smile at a crocodile, they say, and I learnt that the hard way. I went on a date with a crocodile back in the 90s, and don't ask. And I flashed my pearly whites at the dinner table, and the thing snapped at me. Very unpredictable animals. Never again, there he goes. Skulking off. Typical. The salty sparrows of Cornwall are being plumped up here before they meet their fate. They're known for being very delicious when deep fried, and very salty with the crispy beaks, and I hope they can't hear me. Sorry, guys. This horny devil here has been sent in by Lucy, friend of mine from Cape Town. It's a lesbian snake that I gave her, former pet of mine, and look, they're very boring animals. They just stare at you like this, and the tongue does come in handy for self-pleasuring, but not a great animal, not great company. Speak of the devil hits the young lesbian elephant who was obsessed with the giraffe that we met last week. And as I said, I'm a hung jury on the interspecies relationships. And I know for a fact that the giraffe in question is not vibing the affection. So best move on, darling. Yes, let it go. It is the poor giraffe who's being pursued, shitting herself whenever she sees the elephant. She spotted it there, and I know the feeling, darling. And it's my very good friend Dasha, who belongs to my anonymous client. He's saying to me, Jana, come back and visit. I'll pre-warm your bed like I did last time, and don't worry about that handsy elf. We fired him. Oh, lovely. That's a story for another time, Yannis. Not good memories. It's the crazy podcasting squirrel again. Very sad, crazy eyes there. And I do speak some squirrel myself, and I think he's advertising a mattress. Yes. Here we have a father-son peacock pair sent in by Alan from Durban. The teenage boy peacock here, learning from the father how to get a woman. Reminds me of my father back in the 80s, showing my brother how to do the helicopter with his penis to impress women. Quite a similar concept, and quite effective. Fawn here. I recognise that face. It's Dasha's child. I'm actually the godmother, so hello, darling. Yes, she can hear me. There we go. Dear thing. Haha, dear. Tina the zebra again, trying to get away from Matthew the pervert. Leopard, glancing over here at the lake because Matthew's there on the other side doing a special dance off camera to win her over. Walk on, Tina. good girl. Oh, it's a lion sent in by my father. Doing a fake yawn there. He knows I'm watching, pretending he's seen something. Too cool for school, classic lion. And I don't buy it, darling. And here's his wife approaching with a cute collar on. Reminds me of, I used to wear a collar too, a tight studded one that my girlfriend forced me to wear back in the day, and very toxic relationship, but you get that. Welcome to Jana's Yard. Hello there, Yarnies. Some recent footage here from one of my dives. Some lovely jellyfish. Most mornings I do a free dive off the coast of Cape Town in my wetsuit and mask and snorkel into the kelp forests to see my fishy friends, one of my manta ray friends there. Hello. Friendly grey nose shark here. They all know me. This is some footage that I've shot. I can hold my breath for 7 to 10 minutes underwater. I was a consultant for James Cameron on Avatar: Way of the Water. I don't like to brag, but yeah, so I take my readings, I communicate psychically with my underwater friends, and sometimes I even speak to coral, like this little beast here, and whatever pops up. Let's get started here. We have Sergio, the stingray, with his incredible accurate gaydar. Pink spots means you're straight, and blue spots means you're a lesbian. So, and here we have it as I swim in closer. He's assessing me, and yes, incredibly accurate. He knows I'm a raging dyke. Whenever I get near him, it goes blue. And these rays can be very useful if you're unsure which way you swing. But yes, he knows me. The spotty dick eel. I loved grabbing onto these as a young girl and holding them between my legs and pretending I had a penis. And my mother used to laugh her head off when we went diving together, and I'd do it. And where is he? There he is. They're very, very, very funny. Where did you go, dick eel? He's under the rock there. So I'm very close with this group of jellyfish here. I've known them for years. They've asked me to be the godmother of their babies, and that's the babies dangling there underneath. I've said yes, but that's 1,000 christening services I'll have to attend, and I can't turn them down. So I dumped my 2 goldfish in the ocean a few years ago, and they've been breeding like crazy, and the corals formed around my sister's old iron lung there, which Dad also dumped here in the 80s, and long story there, but I won't go into it. She's no longer with us. This spiky guy lives inside the iron lung. Aaron, the angry fish here, very mad that his boyfriend Ian is cheating on him, and with an attractive young blue fish, there's Ian now popping in. This is quite common in the gay fish scene. Ian suggested a throuple, and here's the young vixen that he's run off with. Aaron looking on jealously. Yes, not good. Yes, and he's saying fuck. Yes. Oh well. These lovely lime fish here form a school, and they shapeshift, and they're replicating my body shape there with the hair, and showing me how much they love me. And I do free dive in the nude, so I love it when those tails tickle up against my nether regions. I take what I can get, Yarnies. Yes. Big Steve and the Silver Boys of the Reef. You don't want to mess with these guys or make fun of their choreography in any way. The Midnight Blue Boys, a well-known homosexual choral society here. Hi, guys. Yes, they're lovely. Tegan the Turtle here. Not a great swimmer, as you can see, floundering there. She's on the prowl for a male to mate with. She's been searching and searching. A lot of men find her quite unattractive, and which is unfair, but I must say I've seen hotter turtles. I remember swimming behind her. I follow her for a while here, trying to catch her, trying to give her some tips on how to secure a male. Get some turtle cock, as they say, and that shell could do with a spit and polish. Drifting off into the murky waters there, potentially destined for a spinster's life. Or a shark dinner. For her sake, I hope that puts her out of her misery, maybe. The spotty pancake slug here. I did take this one with me and ate it for breakfast, but it was too rubbery, so I spat it out, unfortunately. So here he is in better days. So that's a goldfish that I flushed down the toilet once because he was annoying the hell out of me, and he's made it, thank God. A shy, stripy goldfish here called Sally, and she's telling me that she's just stepped away to do a fart. I'll leave you to it, Sal, when you're ready. This thick, spotty guy here is Sally's husband, Ken, wondering where she is, and he's listening out for clues and delicate fish fart sounds so he can locate her. Where are you, Sally? This is when I got lost in the kelp forest, and the orange fish there on the right showed me the way out, thank God. Always follow an orange fish when lost. They always speak the truth, I find. This little insignificant shrimp here is telling me he's planning on proposing to his lady lover. He's just waiting for her to arrive so he can pop the fishy question. He's very nervous. Yes, don't blame you, darling. And here she is. He doesn't stand a chance. She's quite stunning, so she'll say no. Stripy Sue here, not giving me much psychically, but I did have a tie once with that exact pattern on it. The black seahorse of hell. They quite often crawl into your nether regions when swimming, and they'll explode, so I got away from this one quite fast. Well, that's it for this week, Yannies. I stopped filming there just shortly after this bit and came up for air, filled up the lungs. Interestingly, my hair actually comes out of the water completely dry, so I'm not sure why. It's always been like that since I was a girl. Advantages of having a Jufro, I guess, and have to get an extension piece of rubber on my mask so it fits around my large head. But yes, we're all God's creatures, aren't we? He had a plan for me, and here I am. Welcome to Jana's Yard. Isn't this a fun series, Yanni? So many happy clients of mine, and you've got to hear my readings live. And let's get started and let this silhouette guy go. Oh, for Christ's sake, it's a flock of gulls. My brain's exploding with all the bird thoughts. I'm reading every bird there, and I can't deal. Shy monkey here. He just looked at my breast there, seeing the glance down. I get that a lot with the primates. There he goes again, glancing down at them. Eyes up, Sonny. Dirty boy. Oh, and another look, he can't help himself. The seagulls again. I'll hone in on that third one along there. He's telling me Jana. He's saying, I don't like hot chips, and I don't know how to tell the others I love a kale salad. Well, all the other birds are flipping out every time they see me eat a hot chip, and I just crave some quinoa, and you can see him more clearly now. The other one's gone, and he does seem quite depressed, not living his truth. Looking behind him there for some discarded celery or a piece of cauliflower, and yes, he's almost going to take off there. Thought he saw some kale being thrown, but the whispering parrot, and he's saying, hello, Jana, I love you so much. I love all your shows. You're a genius psychic. I wish I had hair like you beautiful woman. Put me in your cage, baby. Oh, God, Jana, you're one hot woman. You're a parrot's dream. Oh, my God, I bloody love you. Simon the alpaca here from Peru. Beautiful yet obvious toupee he has on there. He thinks he's getting away with it. No one can tell, darling. No one's clocked it. Happens a lot with the male alpacas. And I just stroke the ego. Yes, darling. Here's that giraffe that's being stalked by the aggressive lesbian baby elephant from a former episode. She lives in fear of being trampled, and the wild bees of Zimbabwe. Know them well. I'll just take a reading from that one on the edge of the hive there. He's telling me Jana. He's saying, piss off, which is classic bee. I did get chased as a girl by these type of wild bees back in the day with Natasha the aardvark by my side, and we had to run so fast across a field, and we ran into a pond to escape the swarm, and Natasha and I just took a deep breath and went underwater. I had to stay there for hours to avoid getting stung, and luckily my father noticed my Jufro poking out of the water and rescued us eventually in his dinghy. Beautiful caterpillar called Malcolm here, munching away, and he's telling me he's dreaming of being a butterfly one day. And right, okay, I've just had a premonition of his future, and he's unfortunately, before that stage happens, he's going to be eaten by a passing armadillo, sadly. Well, that's nature for you, isn't it, Yannies? Okay, who else have we got here? The McCaw couple we met back in Ep 1, back on track after the marriage counselling, but what I'm getting is the wife is still quite suspicious. Look at her neurotic face on the right there, always suspicious when he looks at other parrots, and Yeah, you can see it in the eyes there. She's checking the trees there for passing hot young female parrots so she can squawk at them. Not a good situation at all, Yannis. What do we got here? Another married bird couple here on the verge of divorce. The male in the background there is put on weight, become quite lazy, never cleans up the tree, as she's telling me, and never compliments his woman. My premonition is there's trouble afoot with these two. It's not good at all. Jason the squirrel in the glory hole here, servicing that woodpecker that we met a few episodes ago. Mr. Woodpecker's inside the tree there. He's got his pecker out, so to speak, and the squirrel's giving him quite a pleasurable nibble there. Getting right in there. The woodpecker is balls deep, he's telling me. Very good. A very thick, stumpy lioness, Janet from Tanzania. Older lioness she is. She's had a few cubs in her day, and here she is playing footsies with her old friend Kimmy. And Janet's coming through and she's telling me, Jana, she's saying she's off Kimmy and she's trying to phase her, but Kimmy won't take the hint. Oh God, Kimmy looks so annoying. I've been there, darling. I know these types. Walk away. That's all you can do. An exotic panther here. I'll use my psychic control techniques. Look at Jana. Look at me, panther. Look at yeah, and there we go. I've still got it. She just said to me, cool hair. Thanks, darling. Haven't heard that before. Not. We've got a red crab coming up here on Clifton Beach, Cape Town, and he's just spotted me there with the eyes, and he's saying, I know who you are. You're Jana Melhoopen-Jonks and famous pet psychic. And he's saying, you put your towel on my crab hole once and I couldn't breathe for 45 minutes. Oh, darling, I probably did do that. I go to that beach a lot and I do apologize. And he's saying he won't get over it. Move on, sweetheart. Crabs are always holding grudges, and there he goes inside the hole. Off you go, darling. Bye. Yes, I think he's gone now. Definitely gone. Oh, no, he's back. I once got home from a day at this beach and found one of those red crabs wedged up my nether regions, and I thought I felt a nipping sensation, and oh God, he's saying that was his mother and that was the day he lost her. Oh, for Christ's sake, it wasn't my fault. Oh, there's Olivia, one of Natasha's old ostrich friends. I haven't seen her in years. Hello, darling. Anyway, that's it for this week, my darlings. I'm having so much fun with this series, and thank you all for the accolades and for spreading the word so far and wide about Jana's Yard. I'll leave you with this butterfly footage I shot myself on my iPhone, and incidentally, for the Yarnies who'd like to know, it's my birthday tomorrow. If you'd like to throw out a well wish, I've got Mum and Dad coming over to the tree house, and I'll have some babka and call out Natasha from the window for the afternoon. She's out there somewhere still, and welcome to Jana's Yard. Hello, my darlings. Look at that lovely black bear cub sent in by Tarquin from Arizona. I'm getting nothing from that one, but I'm excited but sad to announce, Yarnies, that this is the final episode in the series of Jana's Yard. I've got to get back to my clients. I've had Katy Perry on the phone, and she's having some issues with her stick insect, and she wants me to fly over to LA for some Reiki therapy work, and so must go where the work takes me. So let's get on with the episode, but yes, this will be the last one for now. My little reindeer fawns sent in from my client in the North Pole. I'm just taking a reading from that passive-aggressive one in the front there. Lots of teen angst coming through, and he's telling me he hates the others. They're a pack of puffs, he says, and he refuses to join in any reindeer games, and he's telling me he's refused to do flight training, which is quite sad because my client slaughters the non-flyers, so unfortunately your future's looking grim, darling, if you keep up this attitude. And the North Pole's a brutal place, darling. Hopefully my client sends me a venison package. He usually does, post-slaughter. So I look forward to that one. Yum, yum. Here we have Seamus the zebra. All lines lead to the butthole, he's telling me. And that's why he's wagging the tail there to fend off any intruders who are keen to insert something. And the elephants love to take advantage, so to speak. So he's very wary, wagging the tail there. The beautiful canary, sent in by Lisa from Siberia, preening herself, and She's coming through and she's telling me, Jana, she feels very safe in the forest up in this tree, and she's showing me how she delicately wraps her foot around the branch there, and a very dainty animal, and they're a delicacy to some animals who prey on them, and the wolf, for one, loves to eat a canary. They swallow them whole. Oh, Christ, here's a bloody wolf now, on the prowl for some canary snacks, no doubt, and apparently the canary tastes like a marshmallow. Pineapple flavoured, I hear. So he's coming through and he's asking Jana, have you seen any canaries? No, darling, none to speak of. He can sense I'm lying there. He's saying, Wolfie wants some canary pineapple yum yum. Oh shit, he's sniffing the canary out. They have quite a pungent aroma, so... Oh God, please don't get eaten. The white-arsed deers of Finland. This one's coming through and he's telling me he loves the taste of deer meat. They're known for eating themselves from time to time. That's what's happening here. He's going in for some flesh. One of the dumbest deer varieties, the white arses. Yes, he's rethinking his decision there. Best not self-cannibalize, darling. This is an eagle, Sarah, that I used to know from Zimbabwe. Not very well. She never opened up, and the eagle's a very private animal. A couple of Arctic wolves here. The one on the right has just had a canary snack, and he doesn't want the one on the left to find out and get jealous. But the pineapple stench is all over her. He's become suspicious, sniffing there for clues. He knows that she's been consuming something, and she's acting rather innocent there. Look at the face. Oscar-worthy performance there. She doesn't want to face the wrath of jealous canary snack-loving husband here, who is known to get violent. He's just spotted me there. Hello, darling. The flamingo flock sent in by Christabel from Chile. I'm getting a reading from that one sucking the water out there, and she's telling me she swallowed an eel last week, and it went straight through her, literally came out the anus hole, still alive, and but it had changed colour into pink, and it swam off into the lake. And that's one of the amazing... lesser-known tricks of the flamingo. Works with any sort of sausage-shaped animal. They go in one colour and come out pink. And yes, who knew? Good day, mate. It's the Kanga Bloody Roo sent in from Damo from Dunt, South Australia. Very hard to read. I'm getting nothing off these two. This is a nearby fox, learning to jump like a kangaroo. He's about to do the worm, the breakdancing move, which I'm known to do myself from time to time when I'm rat-arsed. It's a baby ostrich chick from Zimbabwe sent in by my mother, who's an amateur wildlife photographer. The ostrich is telling me she thinks she saw Natasha drinking at this waterhole yesterday. I wish that was true, darling, but I get a lot of false alarms and I don't want to lose hope. But I've asked Mum to camp out and keep watch tonight, so she's going to set up camp. And it's a lion, and coming through, and she's telling me she's going to try and eat my mother tonight. Oh, damn, that's... Shame. I'll let Mum know and get her up in the treehouse and pull those stairs up, and the lions are incorrigible. So that's it for this week, darlings, and this season of Jana's Yard. It's been quite a journey, and I'll leave you with this image of this transgender grizzly bear. She's trying to pass as female, working on the voice there, with little mouth movements. I do classes, and she's one of my students. She's not doing very well, but... Well, my yarnies, I love you to the moon and back, as Savage Garden once said. And look after yourselves. I'm off to the airport, head over to Katy Perry's house in Los Angeles. She sent me a private jet, and her stick insect is calling, and only Jana can help. Love you, my yarnies. This has been Season 2 of Jana's Yard.